Hi everyone, the Mature Simmer here. So I had mentioned at the end of the last episode that we were going to do some clearing. So I'm going to take this island out of the north field. It has very little purpose, unlike the south where I don't have any trees. It's also much more challenging to work with, so I'm going to basically chip these up and get this thing done, but that's the plan over winter. So I'm going to go ahead and rent some wood chipper. Alright, so I'm going to go get this now. Now, it says the machine breaks trunks into wood chips, but I think I'm still going to need a stump grinder. But everything's on the island, so I'm going to go ahead and worry about the wood chipper first, and then I'll just rent what I need later. I think, other than that, I've got what I need, because obviously I cut trees initially to clear this area out for my yard, so obviously would have had to have bought a chainsaw for that. But, yeah, the lag got me, but luckily the crop is dead. So if Rented sees this, I apologize. Exactly why I'm not thrilled about using the road through the crops. It looks like he's got his cotton gatherer at the side of the field there, which is fine. Just like, obviously I left all my stuff when I had to run, but as long as we're at least somewhat organized, or at least keep stuff on our fields, no issue with any kind of rules or anything. Although, looks like we've got a stray bale. That obviously is not a good thing, but it's a bale. Oh, there's two, so we're probably at the max unless more show up. Yeah, there's a third, so unfortunately, yeah. And that may be, it's probably not the entire cause, but certainly this is the issues they talk about with lag and why they're a challenge, so why they don't let us have bales and pallets laying around. So keep an eye out on that, but hopefully that'll get cleared up soon, and we'll worry about it if it does not. The lag almost got me by the road here, but was able to stop. So hoping that, oh goodness, it's doing it again. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Hoping it won't be too nasty here on the server. I don't remember if this is the same chipper I used. I'm imagining it would be. I really didn't see anything else. So, hoping this won't be incorrect. But, as of now, we need to just get it there. So, again, playing too much single player. Thinking, why is the queue not coming up? Because I have to manually attach. Alright. And again, if I recall, we had all kinds of, like, hitting on the road, getting stuck here and there every little bit, so expecting it to be a bit of a challenge to get back. But I'll get it there, and I'll kind of walk through a little bit of what I'm doing and, give you a couple minutes of starting up, but I'm pretty sure you're not looking at watching me clear trees. But typically what I tend to do is I just cut them up, because again, I'm just doing wood chips. I found, maybe my testing has been flawed, but I don't get any more, or in this case, any less by chipping these than I would if I went through and did all the work to carry logs over to the sawmill. So, in that case, that's why I just chip it, because it's way, way simpler to do this than it is to get equipment to try to pick up logs and load them and be fighting with that. Again, forestry, not my thing. So I do it when I have to, and I try to keep the have to as little as possible. But I have gotten to the point now, especially as I truly contemplate, maybe I'll turn that north side into a grass field and just start raising cows. I don't want to be mowing around an island that really has no purpose at this point. Initially, I put the bees on there. That experiment has come and gone, so... And as I said, down at the southern portion of my field, I don't mind the non-field areas because I can just drive over them. So, same thing if I put my grass down there, but this then effectively eliminates any of the things that I have to work around. Obviously gives me a little bit more acreage as well, probably closer to the 54 acres that I think I have up here anyway. So recovering that will be a nice thing. Alright, well, I was starting to unfold, but I'm like, I don't know that I want to worry about that now. And I think this does, like, put an arm out, and in theory I can pick logs up, but again, I'm shredding them, so I usually just cut them small enough that I don't have to worry about anything else. Oh, I wasn't expecting that to be happening, so I guess I'll change this now. But yeah, that I cut them so I can see the chute comes out on that side, which likely means the emptying will happen from the other side, or it's just a dump. I don't know, because I should be able to put it in the truck. And then some of these small trees, I saw them down to the point where I just don't have anything to pick up. So, alright. So, good news is I have a chainsaw, but yeah, I'll probably start with this one just because it's in the middle. What is happening? There we go. But yeah, we can't, unless they change something, we're not going to be able to, saw those, so. And then, I think we have the situation of having to cut all these branches, and so this is the stuff I just frankly hate. It's just tedium, and you don't get a whole lot for tedium. So, like, here again, there we go. I just honestly rather it just go away than I have to sit and worry about it in any way. Because again, what I'm going to get off of it is so minimal that it is not even worth the effort. So I will be doing this for most of my time here in the winter, but the goal is to clear this island out and plow over it. So as I get closer and all of that, I'll let you know, and maybe I'll hold on to a little bit of this here and give you a little bit of time lapse. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe that's worthwhile. I don't know. We'll see. So I'll see you in a bit. Had a relatively long day yesterday. Back on today to finish things up. So I have a little bit of wood chips left. All the rented equipment was returned, and so I had the wood chipper and I had to get a grinder as well later. I did have some help from one of the other FMs, which was great because it helped get things done pretty quickly. So they worked the grinder. I went around, cut trees, and that allowed me to just get rid of the trees as quickly as possible, which was really more the goal. It's nice to make a little bit of money, but basically almost an entire truckload of wood chips was like 6,000. So I think maybe I would have given up 40 to 60,000 in money from wood chips with doing what I did. I'm going here because this is where I always go for slurry, but I know where I'm actually going, so that was foolish. I thought about it as I pulled away. We're going to the biomass plant, which is down here at the end of the road. It's that next dot that came up there. I think we go by a couple of these, or maybe just this piece here. So it's right here. So we'll get whatever little bit we're going to get here, because I think we get 130 or 140 for wood chips. It's not anything significant. So probably going to get a little over 1,000. There you go. So yeah, the process was we just ground every tree. Didn't make any money, didn't try to get it into the wood chipper and so forth. So if I had a smaller batch, it's one thing, but none of the trees here are pines, which are super simple to debranch. They're all ridiculously complicated. So I just opted for speed over any kind of income. So I've just got a little cleanup to do around the yard. So this is where this was placed, inside the shed where I'm going to place the tractor or the trailer. So actually let me go ahead and get myself cleaned up, fueled up as I'm doing the cleanup here. So yeah, it just started snowing a bit. Oh goodness. I was gonna say, even for a small tractor, that was a good amount of repair. I'm sure the case is gonna be even crazier. So I'm kind of looking at the hubcaps, because I think that's gonna tell me when I get to the fully clean portion here, since it's kind of dark. Alright, we're good. So definitely, the times I've been on in the winter, I don't know that I've seen anything other than very light accumulation, if any. Usually it's pretty low. So I'm gonna kind of get everything done. We'll top off the fuel. We're probably getting close on needing to refill that tank, I'm sure, when I get the harvester done and so forth. So that's kind of what I need to get done here, is go ahead and get everything cleaned up and put away. Now I am trying to figure out what I want to do, however, because I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change myself over to dairy. I don't want to be doing both swine and dairy, but I have the challenge too of, do I operate the swine for a bit? I have enough to feed them, so I'm not sure. Very indecisive with what I want to do on the farm. Because it's not as if I'm not making money off of those things. I just don't know that I'm making as much. Because at this point, it's really just feed them. I mean, I'd have to do a crop, because the challenge I will have is I have to grow a certain crop to feed them. And I have a little bit of that, obviously, with cattle, but a lot of it comes from the grass, but, I'll still have to, and I guess I could just use grass for creating silage and stuff, too. Alright, let me get here. Can I refill here? I'm too far away from the tank. Alright, him I don't need to repair, so I was surprised the other one was only 3,000. So I was really expecting like 50,000. I thought I had that one in a bigger state of repair. Now the harvester's gonna need some crazy work. I'm gonna try to get this, well, I probably, let me get it cleaned. I probably could have done that with the tractor too, but I don't know that I noticed it was that terribly dirty. So the other thing that has happened is Field 1's up again. It has actually gone into auction mode. Nobody's bidding on it. Again, it's over $4 million. Now it also has, there are sometimes restrictions in FSN, and this one has one, which means we have to have under 2 million in land nav, which means the land you do own needs to be 2 million or less. I think I'm hitting the trailer. It's just hard to see. Yeah, actually looks pretty clean. The trailer for some reason always stays pretty nice. So I'm not sure that there's anybody. I suppose JP probably would be under that, but I don't think JP's gotten to the point, given that it was just last year that he used my field to try to make some money. So, I know he did not make $4 million by going ahead and working my field for a year. So, and he's got a pretty nice setup. I drove by it yesterday as I was getting some of my rental equipment home. At some point, I'll probably pop over there. But he's cleared out a lot of trees, created himself another field. He's expanded the other field, which takes away my ability to really exit there effectively. I was able to go through there today or yesterday because he didn't have anything planted, so I could drive on the field a bit. But he's taken it right up to the tree line. Alright, so I'm out here collecting up the harvester last. So I've left it out here for months from when I harvested. I got the truck obviously moved because I needed it to do the trees. At least initially I thought I did. And then it's always so much fun with the harvester. Like, how far do you go? What is happening? I don't understand. Alright. Did I go too far? Alright. I'm gonna, I guess, head that way a bit. Maybe that'll be better. There we go. Alright. So, fold this up so that we can be all nice and tidy. And again, fuel and repair on this is going to be interesting. So yeah, JP will have gotten 39. That is done. That auction is complete. So I'm assuming this spring he'll start working it. And that's kind of the other piece here. It's going to be a little simpler with people around to put grass on that upper echelon of the field, simply because there's going to be less opportunity to kind of fly into his field. I'm not planting other than one time. Alright, 21,000 and 3,000. And then I'm not, I won't be doing a lot of other things, because I don't know, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever had to spray for weeds with grass. I guess I'll have to look at that. That's interesting, because I'll probably go ahead and spray the one time after I plant. I don't know, maybe I'll jump out and see what it tells me as to whether I have weeds or not. Alright, so we're all set there. So yeah, I think JP could buy one. I think, frankly, I could buy one. I don't think this field... Oh, no, I did pay over $2 million for it, now that I think about it. I think it was $2.5 million. So, yeah, I don't think I could buy this. So I think, we have one FM that might be able to go ahead and buy that. Alright, so the real work I wanted to get on here and do today is to get that part of the field set that I've cleared and get that plowed under and turned into field, which will be easy enough because it's in the center. I don't have to be super careful about any kind of boundaries or not creating fields that go too far. It's the simplest possible field creation I've had anywhere. Forgot to connect my hoses. Anytime. So, let's see. Get ourselves some lights because it's still dark while it's gently snowing here. But yeah, so yeah, we'll have to see what we do. And maybe I'll keep the pigs going for a little bit. I don't know. But you can see up here we've got our now denuded area. So I'm not even sure I'm going to worry about GPS. I think I'm just going to let this go. Of course, there's, I don't know, not really a reason not to, but... Oh, got to create fields. Forgot that part of it. So this should do it. There we go. Now, we had little pieces of tree here and there, so I will have to keep an eye out. I may have remnants that we missed, but you can see with the grinder kind of how we tore up the land. But again, we're going to plow the main piece where the trees were. So yeah, basically the only part that I had cut the trees was this little corner here, and then basically so those two pieces that I just went over were stump grinding from those, but everything else we were just knocking trees down and grinding them up. So it was nice. It was very nice. And again, it was great to have help. And I have some wood chips that I missed the truck on. I think I can just plow those under, so I'm going to circle back and do that. But I don't want to make it more complicated for myself here. It's hard enough to make sure I'm truly creating this whole field as it moves over here. It's interesting because it almost looks like we've got weeds sprouting up where we ground the stumps. Didn't realize that would happen, but I think, or maybe it's just weeds that are always there, and now that we have dirt, they're sprouting as opposed to, you know, whatever the painted texture is that's on there. So that's all it took to turn that in, but you can see, you know, it's 2 plow widths wide at best, and it was just really difficult to just keep going around. And it was one thing when I was using it, okay, I've got bees, it's a place to put the center of the field, it was already there. Alright, let's see. Yep, just plow it in. Terrific. And all set. So yeah, what I need to go look at, and again, because it's just going to be me mulling things over, and you can see how quickly I make decisions, so I'm not going to sit and record my deliberations, because that's already been fun enough for you, I'm sure, in the time we've just spent here. I'm going to see what it would take and start to add things up, because if I do that, I may just, that may be the only work I do in this coming year, which means I won't have a cash crop, which means I won't have any income, and I'm just worried with the $1 million, and I don't really have, I mean, I guess I have stuff in the bank, so I suppose I'm okay. I'm just kind of operating on, you know, the farm has to be self-sufficient and the rest of the money is saved, but saved for what, I don't know. It would be saved for farm operations, so I think I still have over 10 million in the bank, so I guess in reality I need to be less worried. But what I was thinking is, well, I have $1 million, and I think, you know, I got like 200,000 from the barley crop I sold, which has been taken, the contract's been picked up and done, so I have that money available. I just haven't transferred it here in game. And, you know, I'm like, am I going to be down to a dangerous point where I might not be able to actually run the farm appropriately? But I think I'll be okay. I did verify, and I'm still not thrilled about that. The TMR mixer is a small one that I'm using. If you're following my VIP series, it's the one I'm using there. That's the one that's available here in FSN. I don't know that there's anything. Well, I know there is one that is huge that it could be available, but they haven't put that in, and I don't know that I would have gone that big anyway. Depends how many cows we'll be able to get in the barn. Because that would be the other thing, is I'm almost tempted to start the operation like half full of cows, which can also be expensive, rather than just waiting for them to make cows like I did here, where I just bought the 36 pigs. But I don't know the size of the pens, I don't know the cost. You know, I'll have to kind of figure out where I could put the silage, bunker, all of that, because, you know, I can use my case to compact it and so forth. But with that type of work going on, and then basically one field, you know, one part of my field for crops, I don't know that I want to be in a situation where I am just planting to feed swine as well. So I'm going to go off and think about that, think about the future, and I may put it off a year, and we'll just do something as we have been on that north end of the field this coming season. Next month will be the start of year 96. So we'll be taking a look. Maybe I save the cows till year 100. It becomes like a big FSN celebration. I don't think that'll happen. I think I'll either do it or I won't do it. But anyway, I'm going to go off, put my thinking hat on, and I will let you know what happens next time.